Oh. Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope everyone so far is having a fantastic Friday afternoon. Hope everyone's looking forward to the end of this week, and I hope you're all looking forward to another brand new weekend in May 2023. First of all, do me a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and the community if you are new, and share the video. Hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. And to always remember to put the notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, Rocket League, more previews, more reactions. So remember to subscribe to United Red Devils 20 on YouTube by put that notification bell on, subscribe button click, and yeah. Hope you're all having a good afternoon. Good afternoon, all you legends. Good afternoon, all you legendary people, and welcome to the preview. The Premier League preview between Manchester United and Fulham on match day 38 on the final day of the 2022-2023 Premier League season at Old Trafford. 4:30 p.m. home evening kickoff for Man United on the final day of the Premier League season, which so far this season has been, I think we can class as successful. I think Manchester United this season have proved a lot of people wrong. I think Man United this season have proved a lot of the doubters, a lot of haters, that all the false atmosphere, the false predictions, and the false, optimism that the fans were and the supporters were, criticising that we had no chance of getting top four, we had no chance of getting the Champions League, we weren't going to win the Carabao Cup. And I think a lot of people have been proved wrong by Man United this season. We've done an incredible Premier League season. We've won the Carabao Cup. We are now on the verge of winning the FA Cup if we can beat Man City in the final. And we end our Premier League season at home to Fulham on Sunday evening, which is, another crucial game. It's another must-win game. Obviously, the pressure is now off. There is no more pressure heading into the game on Sunday evening. A home win against Fulham is a massive possibility that, Man United may rest the entire team and go with a completely different 11 to start that game against Fulham. And it might be a completely different set of players that will perform at Old Trafford on Sunday evening. But I think Ten Hag will go with the intensity of he will want to win this game. He'll want to have another 3 points in the bag. He'll want 12 points out of 12. He'll want 4 Premier League wins in a row. And I think we'll go for the juggler again. I think, Man United at the end of the day will go for the win. They'll go for the 3 points again. And they will not want to lose this game. They will want to make it an unbeaten end to this Premier League season. Man United will want another win. The manager will want another win. I think the fans and supporters expect another comfortable and easy afternoon for Manchester United against Fulham on Sunday. It is going to be a tough game. It's not going to be easy. Fulham are a tough opposition now. They're a completely different team under Marco Silva. The atmosphere and the transformation he's given Fulham has been absolutely incredible. And I think, Fulham ain't going to be as easy what we think it is. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a hard game to get 3 points from. Obviously, we've played Fulham away and obviously in the FA Cup this season. And both games were very, very tricky. Obviously, we had to rely on late winners to beat Fulham in both of those games in 2 different competitions. And I think Fulham, again, are going to feel like they can come to Old Trafford to be confident. They feel like they can score goals. And Fulham will probably think they can get 3 points on Sunday. But I think at the end of the day, Man United will want the win. Fans will want the atmosphere to be upped. And fans will want the win. I think the supporters will want it. I think the manager will want it. And I think they'll go for the juggler. I think Man United know that the pressure's now off. Obviously, we can't rest on our laurels. We still need to win this game. We still need the 3 points. We need another victory on Sunday evening. And I think we'll get it because I think the transformation of Man United this season in the Premier League has been completely night and day. What we saw under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ralf Rangnick. I think if we would have stuck with either of those 2 flip-flops, I think Man United probably wouldn't be anywhere near the top 4, wouldn't probably be anywhere near the Premier League or Champions League qualification, and we probably wouldn't have got ourselves into a Premier League title race. But at the end of the day, Man United have rescued their season. We've got over the finish line. We've now got top 4. We've now got UEFA Champions League qualification for next season. We're back at Europe's elite table. We're in Europe's elite competition. I think Man United are heading towards another positive end to the season. And if we can beat Fulham, which I feel like we're confident we can do, I think Man United will win this game quite convincingly. Obviously, Fulham have got players that are going to threaten Manchester United, the threat of Mitrovic and Wilson and Bobby Reid and Alec, there's so many players in that Fulham team that have been completely transformed under Marco Silva, and I feel like Fulham have been a great addition to this season. I feel like Fulham have done a great job to survive in the Premier League. They've played some very good football this season. They've achieved some good wins. They've got some good points, and Fulham are a different kettle of fish what they were under Scott Parker. Scott Parker was a manager that I don't think had any impact on that Fulham team, and I do believe at the end of the day that Fulham are a better team now than what they've ever been in Premier League history. And they've stayed up. They've stayed up comfortably. They've finished way clear of the bottom three. They've achieved mid-table football. And I think that's got to be a positive impact for Fulham fans, that you've achieved quite a good impact or quite a good result this season. So I think Fulham should be very proud of what they've done this season. And I think Fulham as a whole, they deserve to be in the Premier League next season. They could be a Premier League club. There could be another Premier League opposition again next season. But I want Man United to end the season on a positive note. Let's make it 4 wins and 4. Let's make it 12 points out of 12. And let's give the fans and supporters something to sing and dance about, and send those players off into the FA Cup final against Man City with another win. And I think the pressure is more on Manchester United than Fulham, because obviously Fulham haven't got anything to fight for. They're not going to be in Europe. They're comfortably finished mid-table. They're not in a relegation fight. So the pressure is both going to be off both sides heading into that game on Sunday evening. Fulham will want to come to Old Trafford and get the win and finish another place higher. But unfortunately, obviously, Fulham can't do that due to the points gap between Brentford, Brighton, Liverpool, Villa, Spurs and Liverpool. So I think Fulham, are going to finish 10th this season, which is a very good, successful season for Fulham for their first season back in the Premier League. And they've answered a lot of critics. They've obviously answered a lot of doubters, a lot of haters. And at the end of the day, Fulham are a Premier League club again. They are going to be here next season. Man United, obviously, top 4 secured. Champions League football will have again next season. And I think we'll have a positive impact on Sunday. I think the players' confidence and morale will be up. Will be a lot more positive. I think we'll probably see the same team again on Sunday, what we saw against Chelsea yesterday. But unfortunately, we've lost a lot of key players from yesterday's game due to injury again, which is another big blow for Man United heading into Sunday, that we've lost key players heading for the Fulham game, which we could have done with to end the season on a very positive note. But I feel like we've got the players to be able to cover and back them up on Sunday, to obviously give those players who are injured a rest and obviously recuperate from their injuries that they've got. So I think Man United, I've got a season that, the pressure's off now, and I think the players now have a responsibility to end the season on a high note. Obviously, there's no pressure heading into Sunday now. I'm glad Man United got the job done last night. I'm glad we got the 3 points. I'm glad we sealed Champions League football yesterday evening against Chelsea. I think that was very important to get that job done last night, because we absolutely needed the win to get those 3 points. And I think, the pressure on Sunday is now completely gone. The stress factor will be gone, the anxiety will be gone, and the nervousness will be gone from Sunday as well. And I feel like the players will know that. I think that will help improve their result. And I feel like we'll take the game to Fulham. And I expect Man United to run out comfortable winners, because, no team now who we're playing, we're not really fighting for anything now, because we've achieved what we wanted to do. We've got the job done on yesterday evening, and, the job is basically been sealed. And I think, we should be proud of what we've achieved now. And hopefully Sunday will be another positive result, another positive outcome. And hopefully we will win the game against Fulham quite comfortably. I'm going to go for another 3 or 4-0 score prediction for United. I feel like if we play the way we played against Chelsea yesterday, Fulham will be there for the taking. We'll get the result. We'll get the points we need. And, we'll finish third. I think that's what the whole objective now is, that we finish above Newcastle, and we finish above Newcastle quite comfortably. We beat Fulham on Sunday evening, and we finished third in the Premier League. And we're not been far off this season. We were in a title race at some points of the Premier League season, but obviously it did fade away due to some of our results. We unfortunately did pick up away from home, and I think that's where the Premier League title race all went wrong, losing those away games and being embarrassed the way we did. It didn't help the outcome, but top 4, was the main objective. It was get back in the Champions League next season. And Man United have ticked both boxes. It's like an IEP target you used to have at school. You tick the boxes for your IEP target if you've achieved them. And Man United have done it. And I think, the players now realise that the ambition of this club's only on the up. The atmosphere and the positivity and the confidence, I think, will be back in the players now, knowing they're going to be Champions League footballers next Sunday. And I expect those players to go again on Sunday. I expect Man United to produce. I expect Man United to go all guns blazing against Fulham. I wouldn't take any risk and rest the whole squad. But I think, Ten Hag will probably have the FA Cup on mind to change and rotate the team Sunday, because he knows the importance of keeping that squad fit, fresh and healthy for that FA Cup final against Man City. I don't think Ten Hag personally will take any risks, and I do believe he'll go with a completely different team to face Fulham. But at the end of the day, I want to end the season on a high note. I don't want to be losing this game. I want Man United to go with the same intensity, the same impact and the same confidence and positivity to beat Fulham on Sunday. I wouldn't change much of that team, and if I was Ten Hag, I wouldn't either, because it could easily backfire. Fulham come to Old Trafford and win, and we don't finish third, which would be, I think, a disaster for the football club if we were to finish below Newcastle, because I think, United this season have been a lot better team than some of the top 4 teams that are in the league now. I think United do, in my opinion, I do believe we deserve to finish above 4th. I think if we finish 3rd, that's a great success in one season. That we finish 3rd behind Man City and Arsenal, who are in the top 4, got Champions League qualification. And I think that's only another positive note that United end the season knowing what's at stake. Finishing in the 3rd place will reserve an easy Champions League draw. And I think that's what we'll be aiming for. I think Ten Hag will, read out what is the importance for Sundays, that we finish 3rd, we finish above Newcastle, because it will help the Champions League draw for next season, and Man United will get an easier outcome in the Champions League season. So I think the positivity will be there for Man United as a whole, is to get the job done, win the game, and go and get another 3 points. That's winnable, because Fulham, like I said, there's no pressure on either team. They're not really fighting for anything now. Their seasons are both done. They're both complete. They've achieved what they both wanted to do. And I think, there will be a party atmosphere at Old Trafford at Fulham, and Man United have had a very, very good season. I think the fans and supporters of both clubs will be very, very happy for what Fulham and Manchester United have achieved this season in the Premier League. And I think a lot of fans and a lot of supporters didn't expect Man United to be able to deliver what they both wanted. But I think I know a lot of people, a lot of doubters, a lot of haters have been proved wrong by Man United's ambition. And the same goes for Fulham. There's a lot more positivity from both clubs. Both clubs are now fighting for top 10 football for the next 5-6 years. And I think, Fulham, again, will be strong again next season. I can't see Fulham getting in a relegation fight. And I think if Marco Silva keeps improving that Fulham team with the great players that they've got in Mitrovic and Solomon and Bobby Reid, I think Fulham are only going to be on the up, and I think Fulham could compete for Europe next season. I think if Fulham play the way they keep playing this season, next season, Fulham will be a European team. They've got the players to do it. They've got the quality to do it. I think Marco Silva, the job he's done at Fulham has been absolutely magnificent. He's turned it into a safe Premier League team. They've not been fighting relegation, where a lot of fans thought they would, but they didn't. So I think a lot of surprises have happened this season in the Premier League that no one expected, from a Man United fan point of view and from a Fulham fan point of view. I think no one expected both clubs to be where they are today. I think a lot of people expected both clubs to fail badly, and it didn't happen. A lot of clubs expected Man United not to get top 4, didn't expect to get Champions League football, and a lot of people didn't expect Fulham to stay up. A lot of fans thought, Fulham are going to go straight back down. They've got no chance of being a Premier League club again next season. They're going to get relegated and they're heading for the drop. And I think, this probably has been the most craziest Premier League season I've known in my lifetime. I've never seen a season like this in my life. I've never seen Newcastle get Champions League football in my lifetime. I've not seen Man United trying to get Champions League in one season. I didn't expect that. But what I did expect, I expected Fulham to stay up, because I knew the job Marco Silva was doing at Fulham was absolutely incredible. I knew they were going to be fine. I knew they would stay up, and I knew they weren't going to get relegated. I knew Fulham were going to be absolutely fine, and they deserve where they are today. They deserve to stay up. They deserve to be in the Prem next season. And you know what? From a Man United fan point of view, it'd be nice to play Fulham again next season. Going away to Craven Cottage is always a nice stadium to go to away from home. And you look at the new stand they've built for Fulham's ground, it's quite incredible, the money they spent on that new stand at Fulham's Craven Cottage Stadium. So I think, Fulham are a club that are on the up, and I think they're going to compete next season. I think if they keep building on the current squad they've got, they will go head to toe with the big guns next season. Fulham can class themselves that, you're a Premier League club again. You are not ever going to go back down, and you're going to be fine again next season. I think, Fulham deserve a lot of respect. They deserve a lot of applause. And I think, they're going to give Man United a game. I don't think Fulham are going to come to Old Trafford and sit back and let Man United attack them. I think Fulham, will give Man United a game. It's going to be tough the whole 90 minutes. Fulham will offer a lot of dangerous threat. Obviously, their key man in Mitrovic is also a very, very key impact for Fulham finding the goals on Sunday. And I think that's where, Fulham could have done with Mitrovic being, if Mitrovic would have got that 8 to 10 game ban, I do believe Fulham would probably have achieved a lot more of a higher finish than 10th. I do believe if Mitrovic wouldn't have got that ban after slapping the referee in the FA Cup game away to Manchester United, I do believe Fulham would have probably finished 6th or 7th. I think European football at Fulham in one season would have been incredible, just like Man United getting Champions League football and top 4. That would have been an incredible achievement for Fulham being back in the Premier. That you've achieved European football in your first season back, and that's something to be very, very proud of. And I think, I expect both teams to score. I expect there to be a goal fest. I think there'll be a party atmosphere because the Man United fans are knowing that top 4 is secure. Champions League football is also guaranteed, and Man United are only going to get better and better from this time onwards. And I think that is the big main objective now that Man United need to push on now. We need to aim for bigger and higher and better things after this game. And we can start planning for next season. And I'm glad, the pressure's now not on Sunday. I'm glad we got the job done last night. And I'm glad we're not heading into the Fulham game knowing we have to win the game and get a point, because I think the nerves would have been there. And I think, the anxiety from the fans and supporters also would have been at Old Trafford, knowing that Liverpool away to Southampton, and you would expect a comfortable Liverpool away win. And Man United home to Fulham, well, we only scraped past them in the FA Cup, and we scraped away 2-1 away with it, Craven Cottage in the reverse fixture in the Premier League. So I think Man United would have had a hell of a game anyway, knowing that we've only scraped past Fulham on several different occasions in 2 different competitions. So I think Fulham are not going to come to Old Trafford and say, do you know what, we're not going to let you attack us. We're going to go for it as well. We're going to break you on the counter-attack, and we are going to go for the juggler ourselves. I think we're going to see quite an open game. I do believe that both clubs will probably on their beach holidays. They're probably thinking what they're going to do in the summer. But I think Ten Hag will say the importance of this game is to keep the momentum up, keep the wins up, keep the goals up you're putting in the net, and keep the momentum up of getting 4 wins in a row, because with 4 wins in a row and you're heading into an FA Cup final, that's quite important to get the morale on side, the confidence and the boost up of the players, and get the players on side to head into that FA Cup final feeling confident. Do you know what? We can take the game to Man City. We can give them one hell of a game in the FA Cup final, and let's go win a second trophy. And if we can do that in one season, winning 2 trophies and getting top 4, I don't think no one expected that. I didn't expect Man United to have the season they've had. I didn't expect Man United to be anywhere near top 4. I didn't expect Champions League football this season, and I didn't expect to win the Carabao Cup, because I thought the change in the atmosphere of Ten Hag coming in, I was thinking, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Is he the right choice? Is he the right manager for the club? And do you know what? All my questions have been answered, that, going with Ten Hag was the right and the correct thing to do. We've got the best manager we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson in our lifetime, and he's brought back the Man United fans and supporters on side. We're all behind the team now. We're all behind the players. We're behind the manager. We all stick together as a fan base. We all stick together as supporters. We all fight for one another, and we stand by the club and the name and the badge and the shirt that we all wear on our chests. And we stick together, because I think that is what's proved a big talking point in the season, that the atmosphere and the togetherness this season has brought Man United closer and closer to achieving greatness. And I think that's what we've done this season. And we deserve to win a trophy. We deserve top 4. We deserve to be back in the Champions League. And it's going to be nice to be in Europe's elite. It's going to be nice not being here in that pathetic Europa League outfit like 2 other clubs are going to experience it. We have to mention it because we know what both clubs they are. And we also finished above Spurs, and we finished above Chelsea. And I think, that's only a very, very good thing, that we finished above clubs that I didn't expect this season. Like, I expected Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs to finish above Man United. I didn't expect to be in the position that we are in today, and we should count ourselves very, very lucky that Ten Hag has come in. He's worked wonders with this squad. We've massively overachieved, and everyone around us now is bricking it. Everyone around us now is shitting their pants, literally, because they're worried about the comeback of Man United. They're worried about the standards Ten Hag's bringing back to the team and the players. And our rivals are worried that Man United might start dominating again. And I do believe under this manager, we are only going to get bigger and better with better players, and a better team and better squad players. And, if we can get proper owners in, if the Qataris buy the club, which hopefully we will get the announcement at 5 o'clock this evening, and I'm hoping it is the one we all want, and the impact and the result that we all need as a fan base and supporters is to get behind this team next season. And I'm hoping that happens. I'm really, really hoping we all get the outcome we want today. And hopefully the preferred bidder will be named today if the rumours are true. But we only have to go on and focus that their focus is on Sunday. We can't take our heads off the game. We need to head into the game and play our football. We need to do our thing. We need to do our job, and we need to achieve what we need. We absolutely need the win again. We need another 3 points, and we need to, get over the finish line. Let's get 4 wins in a row. Let's make it 12 points out of 12, and let's end this Premier League season on a very, very good and positive note to head into the FA Cup final, thinking, do you know what? Let's take the game to Man City and let's go and win the FA Cup. Let's win another trophy, and let's say who the best club in Manchester is, because if Man United win the FA Cup, that's 2 trophies in one season. Premier League qualification, top 4 football, back in the UEFA Champions League. And you have to say that Man United are on their way back, and I think that is what I like to say. I didn't expect to say that this season. I expected not to say Man United are on their way back. I expected Man United fully to be nowhere near where we are today. I think you've got to count ourselves lucky. We have to count our chickens that we are here where we are today. And I think that's down to the players improving. That's down to the squad improving as well. And that's down to Ten Hag's tactics. It's down to his rotation. It's down to his substitutes. It's down to every aspect of that club that Ten Hag has had to turn around. Like, I didn't expect, Man United to be able to beat teams like Fulham and that lot away. I expected Man United to really, really struggle this season. I was expecting, we might end up playing Europa League football again. If it's Thursday night football, we're going to have to take it. We're going to have to do what we can. And I think, that's what's got to happen. We have got to, try and achieve what we can for the rest of the season now. And let's end the season on a high note. I think winning against Fulham will only give the players and supporters and fans another morale boost and confidence to head into that FA Cup final against Man City, because we're all together now. And I think that's what the most important thing is, that we're doing this all together now. We are one big community. We are one big Man United fan base. We are one big set of Man United supporters. We're the best fan base in the world. We are the best supporters in the world. And we are standing by the club through thick, thin, twists, turns, ups and downs that, this Premier League season's been. This Premier League campaign has been incredibly crazy. All 3 promoted teams have stayed up. Like I said, all of them would stay up, like I said, anyway. And teams that have got top 4 football and Champions League football, I didn't expect that to be Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United. I did not expect Man United and Newcastle to be in there. I fully expected Chelsea and Liverpool to get top 4 in UEFA Champions League football, and look where they are now. Chelsea aren't even in Europe. Tottenham aren't going to be in Europe either, and Liverpool in Europa League with Brighton over Albion, which no one else expected Brighton to be a European team either. So I think this Premier League season for Man United have to count themselves lucky, some of the teams we beat, because if you look at our home, we're unbeaten in 28 home games now at Old Trafford. I think the fortress of Old Trafford is now returning, because Ten Hag's home form and his improvement that he's got at that Man United team has been simply and utterly incredible. Our home form has been stunning to watch. The football we're playing is incredible, and the home support is getting bigger and better. And we're all singing together, all chanting together, and there's such a togetherness in that fan base again. It's like Ten Hag has come in and fixed every sector of Man United, and he's brought magic. He's brought the magician factor in. He's brought Sooty's magic wand in, and he's basically turned into Merlin. And I think, Ten Hag's got to be grateful for, got to give given a lot of credit, and I can't understand why he's not up for Manager of the Season award, because look what he's done for Man United, the transformation with the players, for the squad, with the coaches. There's a lot more positive impact coming from that Man United team, and I'm so proud of what he's done for this club, and I can't thank Erik ten Hag enough. I think without him, God knows where Man United would be. I think we would be in really, really big trouble with any other manager that we had. And I think, Man United, you are lucky you've got top 4 this season. You're lucky you're back in the Champions League, because I think any other manager, we would be nowhere near top 4. We'd be nowhere near Champions League football. And I don't even believe, United would have even been in Europe. So it's only a very, very good, another positive note that Man United headed into this season with even more of a positive impact, another positive boost of confidence, and the results on the pitch are a lot better. The standards are improving, the atmosphere is improving, the standard of attacking football is getting bigger and better at this football club. And I think, we're only going to get bigger and better from things on in now. And I'm hoping now that this club and the standards that we've got will head into next season, and we'll keep doing what we did at the end of this season. We'll do it next season, and hopefully we can win the Premier League title. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. It's a big, big ask for this club to win the Premier League title. It's a big ask for these players to be able to do the job that we all want and that we all want to expect. I think next season we have to be realistic with this club, because obviously the difference in quality of being in the Champions League compared to the UEFA Europa League, it's going to be completely and utterly night and day between both competitions. There's going to be a big difference of quality between both teams, and the difference of football and style of play every European club play at. there's going to be a big difference. You know, Man United have only got back in the Champions League after one season away, and I think that is a big positive note that we've only been 1 year away from Champions League football. And this season, in season one, Ten Hag has delivered the ultimate dream of getting this club back to where it should be, and that is a Champions League team, Champions League anthem being heard at Old Trafford and away from home. With the away games, Man United will be playing in the UEFA Champions League next season. So we can only take the positives a lot more now. And I'm thinking I'm a lot more confident and a lot more positive. Man United are going to keep on doing the damage that they need to do. Man United will keep putting teams away like Fulham and Bournemouth and Forest again next season. And I think, you know, we need to put Fulham away again on Sunday. Fulham are there for the taking. Vulnerability at the back, they concede a lot of goals. Fulham in the last few games of the season haven't been able to get the results I think they would have wanted. I think if Fulham would have had Mitrovic available for all of those games that he had his suspension for, like I said, I think Fulham would be a top 6, top 7 club. There'd be a European club again. There'd be a European team. They'd be back in European football for the first time since Roy Hodgson got into that Europa League final when they battered Juventus in the semi-final second leg of UEFA Super Cup. So I think, you know, it's going to be a tough game. I'm not saying Man United are going to walk it. I'm not saying Man United, you know, are going to absolutely obliterate Fulham. I think we've got to respect them. We've got to respect them, but don't show them too much respect when they could win the game and Man United could bottle another 3 valuable points. But I think the aim is now, let's finish third. It's a safer place to be in the Champions League next season with a third place finish in the Premier League. And let's hope we can do the impossible and, you know, finish above Newcastle. If we can beat Fulham and then Newcastle beat Chelsea and Chelsea beat Newcastle at home at Stamford Bridge on Sunday, we finish third. And I think, you know, we have to take that as a big positive note that we have finished above Newcastle. We've got close to Arsenal. We've got close to Man City. Obviously, we would have liked to have been a lot closer than what we are now. But you know what? We have ambition. We have realistic, and we have to be realistic with what Man United have done this season. We have to be realistic that, you know, this club is finally heading in the right direction. And I'm hoping with the announcement today, which hopefully will be today, the fan base and the supporters will be ecstatic. And I'm hoping we all get what we want. I'm hoping the Qataris buy the club. I'm hoping we'll be able to then go and get bigger and better players for next season. And I'm hoping this club will be on all fronts next season, fighting for every single trophy that we need to go for. And Man United need to do it. We need to go again next season and we need to win this league. It's a lot to ask from these players, from this squad, from this manager, from the coaches, from the fans, from the supporters. But I've got the belief back. The confidence is there. I'm a lot more happy. The smile hasn't stopped since last night. I can't stop smiling that, you know, I'm buzzing. I'm ecstatic. I'm absolutely thrilled that we are back in the Champions League next season. I'm proud of what the players and the squad did yesterday evening against Chelsea. I'm proud of the football that we are now seeing. And if we can see what he did against Chelsea yesterday, and we can see that again on Sunday, then it should be another crushing victory for Man United. And I think, you know, Fulham can have goals put past them. Fulham are very vulnerable at the back. They've got a lot of aging centre-backs. Fulham, you know, have obviously lost a lot of players through injury, through an ex-Man United reject and Andreas Pereira. Obviously, he's out injured with a serious injury out for the rest of the season. I think Fulham's best player by far, and I think they've relied on him a lot of seasons, been Mitrovic. I think, like I said, if Mitrovic wouldn't have had that ban, look where Fulham could have been. What could have happened? Look what you could have won. If Mitrovic would have acted differently and didn't do what he did. And it depends what Mitrovic turns up for Fulham on Sunday. And Salo Shaka in the chat has put, I'd love to have all the oil cash and Felix before Mount. If not him, then Mount and Casado. And you know what? Yeah, that's probably a big lot of ambition. Like, I would love to have João Felix at Manchester United. I think he would be a great attacking addition to this football club. I think he would be a great striker. Back up if we go and get Harry Kane and an Osman. Felix is going to cost money, and I completely and utterly agree with your comment. I think you're bang on to the point. I think you're bang on to what you're saying, and I absolutely believe where you're coming from. I think that would be a great signing to go and get João Felix from Atletico Madrid. And obviously, please subscribe if you're new. Salo Shaka in the chat. I would really appreciate if you would just subscribe to the channel today and become part of the channel, become part of the community. So yeah, please subscribe, my friend, because your point's correct. I think João Felix in this Man United team would be an absolute ecstatic player that could improve Manchester United a lot next season, especially in the upfront position that we actually do need. We do need a player like João Felix up front for Man United to put the ball in the net. And I think, you know, he did score a good goal yesterday. I think, you know, Man United should have defended that goal a lot better than what they did. And I think, João Felix up front would be a great addition for the striking position. I think he would be a great replacement for Weghorst. I think he would be a great replacement for Anthony Martial, and I think he would put the ball in the net. And I think João Felix in a Man United shirt, that would haunt me. That would be wow. Look at the player we've got, and I would even go and give him the number 7 shirt. I think João Felix in the number 7 shirt would be absolutely fantastic, and I think the confidence he would then have in his ability, in his game, with the goals he can score. If we can see the João Felix I saw yesterday for Chelsea, he's going to be a deadly threat for Man United next season. And I think that's the type of striker I think we have to go for. I think João Felix in a Man United shirt would be absolutely incredible, and I think he would offer a lot more different dimension up front for Man United. He would be a lot better fit for Ten Hag. He'd be a lot better fit for the players and the other squad members around him to improve, what we actually need in that team long term and full time. I think João Felix would be an absolute fantastic signing. And I think what I also like about your comment, you wouldn't want Mount and Caicedo, I would take all day long. I think Caicedo from Brighton would be a great addition to this team next season as the backup for Casemiro. I think if you had a midfield of Casemiro, Eriksen, Fernandes, Donny van de Beek, Mount, Caicedo, Rabiot, that team can fight in that midfield next season with all those 7 players in it. I wouldn't really want Mason Mount. I don't really rate him. I don't think he would add a lot of attacking quality into this team. And he can't even get in the Chelsea team. And I think that's down purely to him not signing a new contract. And obviously he's going to leave the club in the summer. And Frank Lampard don't like it that he thought he would be Chelsea through and through, Mason Mount, and he's going to leave the football club. So I think, Mount's only done himself a world of badness by not signing that new Chelsea contract. But obviously he can't get in that team now due to the quality of Enzo Fernandez and Mudryk and João Felix. He can't get in that team now down to those 3 players alone because they're simply better footballers than him. If Man United want him, I'd have to back him. If it's a manager signing, I'd back the manager. But I think we have to look at Sunday and we have to look at what is going to go out and play for Man United on Sunday. What team will Ten Hag go out with? What team will Ten Hag pick? And will we go for the juggler? Will we go for another winnable 3 points? Or will we rest and rotate? Obviously, in my opinion, I don't want to take any risks. I don't want to make a lot of changes. I wouldn't rotate that squad a lot. I would go out with the same squad again on Sunday against Fulham, what I saw against Chelsea yesterday. But obviously the injuries to Luke Shaw yet again was given a brand new 4-year contract to stay at the club till 2027. And Luke Shaw yet again has picked up yet another injury. I said this about Luke Shaw. His injuries are dreadful. His injury record is getting worse. And basically, he can't keep himself safe in the Man United team. He can't stay fit. He can't stay healthy. And long-term at Man United, I can't justify why we've given him a brand new 4-year contract. I can't justify why the Man United have decided to give a left-back that's got more injuries than bloody Phil Jones is out injured again after picking yet another injury up against Chelsea. That is simply not good enough from Luke Shaw. He realises the risk, he realises the circumstances, and he realises that his injury problems are only going to get worse at Man United the more injuries he keeps picking up. And if he can't stay fit, then there are big questions to ask next season of Luke Shaw's commitment and his desire to stay fit is going to be able to help his long-term Man United career. And I think he's going to have a hard, long look next season of how he's going to be able to improve things and how he's going to be able to pick himself up from yet there's another injury setback. I just don't think Luke Shaw really should be in this team again. We need to move on from Luke Shaw. We need to sell him in I would even sell him next season or even next year. I would just get rid of him and just terminate his contract because yet again, he's out on Sunday, another injury. So more likely it's going to be Malacia again at left back, which is either a positive or negative point because yet again with Malacia, I don't see the plan. I don't see the long-term longevity. I don't see how he offers that left back position in his own style of play. I don't see how he's improving us. I don't see the atmosphere. I don't see the confidence in the player. And I don't see what he's really offered Man United since he's come in. I don't really trust his ability on the ball. I don't really trust his long-term ability, only being able to use his left foot. We need a left back really that can use his left and right foot because I can use both feet when I used to play at a professional level of football. And obviously that career didn't happen due to the condition I've got with my legs. But I still managed to use my left and right foot because I used to practice with both my left and my right. and I'm bow-footed. So at the end of the day, Malacia long-term has to have a look at his own game. So it's going to be a blow that we've got Luke Shaw out. But the big blow is Anthony, who had a serious ankle injury at Ajax, gone off yesterday with a serious ankle injury that he picked up at Ajax, and it's gone down to the same ankle that kept him out for Ajax for the last 2 games of their league season in the Eredivisie. And he's out for 2 months with a serious looking ankle injury, and it's for the same ankle. And I think that is a big blow heading into Sunday. But it's not just Sunday, it's the FA Cup final. We could have really done with Anthony's quality on that right wing, knowing he's going to be out for 2 months. There's a big blow, and I feel really sorry for that Anthony has picked up several big injuries this season that has kept him out of several big games for Manchester United, and that ankle injury is horrific. His ankle is basically knackered. So losing Anthony is a big blow heading into Sunday, and I'm absolutely gutted for the lad because we needed him for Sunday. We needed him for that FA Cup final, and it's a big blow for the lad. And I think all the fan base, all the fans, and all the supporters of Manchester United Football Club wish Anthony the best. Hopefully, we'll see him back in a Man United shirt next season. But that's both players from Ajax we've brought out long term with injuries. I think when it rains, it pours at Man United. With the amount of injuries this club has picked up, and we're having to use the fringe players as the backup, and it's a big blow because the whole team will have to change for Sunday, and it ain't just Sunday; it's the FA Cup final against Man City as well. There is going to be a lot of change. There is going to be a lot of players in and out that team now because of the injuries we've now got, and I think you now realise that Man United haven't been lucky with injuries at all this season, and this is where it's put Man United. We put ourselves in a very difficult position, and with the players we've got out injured, it's only a big blow for Ten Hag and the squad and the players, and it's for the fans and supporters that you're going to see big players we actually need are going to be out of the games we want. And I think Anthony's going to be a big blow because, like I said, he's probably been one of our players of the season by far. He's probably one of Man United's best purchases they've ever brought in a summer transfer window. And you look at that right wing was a lot better with Anthony in the team than not having him in it. And having Anthony out now means basically we're going to have to revert that front three a lot differently from what we saw against Chelsea yesterday. And I'm hoping now we don't pick up any more injuries, any more suspensions throughout the rest of our last 2 games. And I'm hoping that squad on Sunday comes back with no injuries, no suspensions, and no injury worries. I'm hoping that we don't come out of that game with more horrific injuries for our players. And Dara Singh has chat, he's put, do you go full strength against the more player of the youth? I think you're going to have to go full strength. I wouldn't take any risks against Fulham because Man United are still going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday training and resting and preparing for that FA Cup final next Saturday afternoon. So I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't play the youth because I look at that youth academy. What players are in that youth academy that offer Man United any confidence? I mean, Charlie McNeil, I think, is back now from his loan deal at Newport County of League 2. Kobe Manu, do they play him in the midfield? I think you're going to see a completely different Man United team, but I wouldn't risk not winning this game. I want to be able to finish third. I want a safer and easier Champions League draw next season. I want another 3 points at home. I want to make it 4 wins in a row. I want to make it 12 points out of 12. I wouldn't risk changing much of that thing because it could backfire and it could damage the morale. It could damage the confidence. It could damage the positivity the squad have picked up in the last 3 games with 9 points out of 9. I think we'll go full strength. I can't see us rotating much. I think Ten Hag will know the risk of not going with his best players, and he'll realise the circumstances. If we don't go full strength, we could lose the game, and we could lose third place. And I'm hoping we don't lose third place. I'm hoping that United go full strength because I think that is what is best for the club. I think that is what's best for the game on Sunday. I think, we have lost key players. We needed Anthony, we needed Luke Shaw, and we've lost both. And I think, what's going to happen now, it will be Malacia at left back, and it'll probably end up having to revert Jadon Sancho onto the right wing. So, yeah, and Saljad Shaka in the chat has also said, I think Ten Hag won't go young. He wants to keep his home record. Exactly. I think the home record will want to be kept intact. It will want to be kept fresh. I think that home record now, if we win on Saturday, it's 29 home games at Old Trafford for the season that Man United have won and have got 3 points from. And I think that is what Ten Hag has transformed this team into. He's transformed this home record into something quite incredible. I didn't expect it this season. Honestly, I did not expect to be where we are today, and that's down to the manager. And I think we've got to be grateful that, our home record is a lot better now than what it was last season. I'm hoping now we're going to keep that up on Sunday. So, yeah, I wouldn't take risks. I wouldn't go the youth players because there's not a lot of youth players available. I mean, the only youth player we've got available is basically Kobe Manu. So I don't think Ten Hag will risk it. I don't think Ten Hag will go all youth players in that team because it could cost the club. So, yeah, I think it'll be full strength United team. I can't see, Ten Hag tweaking that squad much. I think the only tweaks he will make will be obviously the unavailability of Anthony, the unavailability of Luke Shaw. So if the team, what will go with against Fulham, it's probably going to be De Gea in goal. I think he'll probably stick with Wan-Bissaka at left back. It will probably be Varane and Lindelof at centre back. I don't think, Ten Hag will risk going with Harry Maguire. Well, I mean, will Phil Jones get a send-off? Will Phil Jones be in the squad? Because obviously he plays his last ever game for Man United as a Man United player on Sunday. Do we give Phil Jones a send-off, or do we take this game as seriously as what we need? And do we go and get another winnable 3 points that we do actually need? We need to win this game. We need to get third place clinched and signed, sealed and delivered. We need to finish above Newcastle, and we need to be in a safer spot in Champions League, the group stage draw next season. So I think, we won't see a lot of risk. We won't see a lot of the fringe players in that squad. Players like Alanga, Weghorst, McTominay, Fred, Harry Maguire, Diego Dalot, Tom Heaton, Jack Butland. I don't expect any of them to be playing Sunday because I don't think Ten Hag will risk it. And Daryl Shing's also put on the shelf, not youth players. I meant players like McTominay, Garnacho, Alanga, Williams, Palestra, Maguire. No, I wouldn't play any of them. The only player I would probably play at that players you've mentioned there would probably be Garnacho, because you saw the impact as soon as he came on the pitch of Man United yesterday. The attacking intensity, the way he goes with the ball and the ability and the dribbling ability he's got with the ball as well on both feet. The impact of Garnacho is simply night and day, and he adds so much attacking quality onto that left wing, which I think was missing in yesterday's game. I would have started Garnacho yesterday against Chelsea. I would have started Marcus Rashford as well. There's a lot of players in that team I would have started against Chelsea, and I think half of them did not deserve to be on that bench. I think, Ten Hag will go full strength. He'll want the positivity continuing. He'll want the home record intact. He'll want full strength performance. He'll want a positive outcome, a positive win. He'll want another 3 points. And Man United will want to finish third this season. Will want to finish above Newcastle. Will want to finish a safer place in the Champions League qualification, and obviously the Champions League draw for next season as well. So I wouldn't risk and make a lot of changes. I think, like I said, with the team, it's probably going to be De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Varane, Malacia. I think the midfield three would be the same because obviously got no Sabitzer available. McTominay and Fred, I won't think will be Man United players next season. Sabitzer's out injured for the rest of the season. I don't think now Man United are planning to make the deal permanently in the summer, which I'm very, very gutted for Marcel Sabitzer because he's been such an improvement on the team. And I think he's added a lot more quality midfield attacking phases in Man United's games. And I do believe we should be signing it. If I don't think we sign Sabitzer, I think Man United are making one massive, massive mistake next season by not signing him. I think Sabitzer in that Man United team next season would be simply and utterly incredible. I would not sign him. Man United have to bring Sabitzer in the summer. We have to make the signing permanently, and I'd be gutted if we don't see him in a Man United shirt next season. McTominay and Fred, I don't see both of them playing either. I think both of their futures are up now after yesterday's game against Chelsea, after both were left on the bench. And I fully expect the midfield three to be the same. It'll be Eriksen, it'll be Casemiro, it'll be Fernandes. Ten Hag will not take risks because he's not wanting to. He will go with the team he feels confident will get the points from, and that is put your best team out, put your best players out. Don't give fringe players like Brandon Williams, McTominay, Alanga, Palestra and Maguire game time. Palestri's never going to be good enough. Maguire ain't going to be at the club next season. McTominay ain't going to be here either. Brandon Williams and Alanga also will be sold in the summer as well. So I wouldn't take any risk on changing that winning team from yesterday. The only changes that will be made will be Malacia for Luke Shaw. And the left wing, it'll be Sancho. On the right, instead of left for the replacement for Anthony. And on the left wing, it will be Garnacho. because of obviously Sanchez having to switch to the right wing because of Anthony's injury. So that's the only few changes I can see Man United making, and it would probably then be Marcus Rashford down the middle. And I think that front three of Garnacho, Rashford and Sancho, I think will deal Fulham a lot of damage. And I thought, Sancho probably had one of his best performances in a Man United shirt since he's been at the club. And I think if that continues, he's got a future at this club. Maybe Sancho will start turning this around now. After what I saw yesterday, I was very, very impressed with Sancho. But then I was impressed with what Garnacho did as well. So I think onwards and upwards to here, and I think it's going to be another comfortable Manchester United home win. And I'm going to go for another 3 or 4-0 result. I think Man United will carry on where they left off in yesterday. They'll want to win this home game. They want to give the fans and supporters something to sing and song and dance about yesterday on Sunday. They'll be a part of the atmosphere at Old Trafford on Sunday evening. They'll want another win. They'll want another 3 points, and they'll want to keep this home record intact. We'll want our 20. We want to make our 28 home game at home record intact. We want to make it 29 home games unbeaten at home. Old Trafford become a fortress. I'm going to go for 3-4-0 United. Let's end this Premier League season on a high note. Let's make it 4 wins and 4. Let's get 12 points out of 12, and let's finish third above Newcastle as well. So, hope you enjoyed the preview, and hit the like button, the share button. Please keep subscribing to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube if you're new. Remember to share the video. Hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always put that notification bell on, also to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, Rocket League. We'll be doing a new Formula 1 game as well. More previews, more reactions. We'll be live right throughout the summer transfer window as well, with any breaking Manchester United transfer news regarding players in and out of the football club. And then obviously, please join me for the reaction Sunday evening, which hopefully is another Man United win. Hopefully it's 4 wins out of 4 in our last 4 Premier League games. Hopefully it's 12 points out of 12, another home win. And hopefully it will become 29 home games unbeaten at Old Trafford this season. Hope you enjoyed the preview. Join me for your reaction Sunday. Stay safe, be nice and be kind to each other. Enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon and your evening, what you're all doing. Stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other. You're all legends, you're all legendary. Remember to dream, achieve and believe. You're all amazing. Thanks for watching. Peace.